Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube. I'm Cali.
And I'm Mel.
And today we are going to talk about how we met.
Kind of.
Kind of. Is that what we're talking about today?
Well, you're going to hear about how we met because of this book.
Me, You, Us.
Here's this short version of how we met. Once upon a time, in the village of West Hollywood, a curly-headed DJ named Cali was DJing at a club. I'm guessing that's what it says because I can't read Kelly's writing. As she was... Wait, I don't know what this says.
Oh my god.
Basically, here's my part. Meanwhile, outside, accompanied by another curly-haired DJ, was Mel, a blue faux hawk badass. Badass on the outside, that is. Mel was sweet, loving, and funny. She walked into the bar to help the other DJ set up, but when she looked up across the dance floor, all alone was a beautiful, glowing, blue-haired goddess. As I watched her walk over, I quickly tried to gather my heart together as it was running in marathons around the bar. Cali, she said, her name was. As I gazed into her eyes, my soul whispered, "She's the one."
Aww.
The end.
It's so cute. I love it.
That's it. And
It
then
was
we'll
good.
do
It
more.
was. At the beginning, it asked us to draw a photo of each other. So Mel drew me and I drew Mel. We actually met in the spring of 2019. Right?
Well, yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like triggering for me to talk about because we literally met for the first time 2 days after Divine passed away.
I didn't know though.
Yeah, Mel didn't know Divine. I was still very much in shock. It's a very, very weird thing. If you've ever lost a loved one or someone that's in your life every single day, tragically and suddenly, you know that it's just, you're in shock and you're just really on autopilot. You're in survival mode and you're just doing whatever you can to like get through the time. So it was such a crazy time that I actually met this angel, and I feel like you were put in my life at that moment for a reason.
I know, I think so. I mean, we didn't like hang out.
Yeah,
the
that
day
was just the
we
first
met.
time that we actually met
That was
each
the
other.
that was
Right.
the first time we met.
We had mutual friends, but we had never met.
I went to the bar that she was gonna DJ at because I showed up with another friend to help her set up, and there's a few of us there to help her set up, and I saw Cali, like she had blue curly hair, and she was across the way. The bar was empty. The only people there were like the bartenders and the DJs.
I was opening that night. Yeah.
And then one of our friends, Katie, was like, "Oh, I'm gonna introduce you to my friend." And I just remember like I kind of ran because when I saw Kelly, it's not love at first sight. I don't really believe in that stuff. But it was more like I knew her. Like she was someone, like my soul was like, yep, this is the one. Like this is the one we've been waiting for. Like it was just like a connect. Like you can kind of feel like this connection. She may have not felt it. I felt it, and so I kind of like ran from it.
Okay.
I brought Kelly a glass of champagne, and her friend Katie was up there with her, and which is also was my friend too. And she said, she's like, I love that you got her a glass of champagne. Like, it probably made her feel so great. But also mentioned to me that this was the DJ I told you that just lost her partner. And that's when it hit me, like, oh, like, I didn't know Kelly, so I didn't know this was the DJ she was talking about. I was like, okay, it's cool. Like, I was just being friendly, getting her a glass of champagne. I just left it at that. Like we were just friends. I was never the kind of person to buy someone drinks and then try to make moves anyways. So
yeah. And I didn't think anything of it. I thought that your hair was really cool. You had like a blue mohawk at the time, so obviously I was like, oh, this person is cute with their little blue mohawk, but I was just completely in shock and survival mode at that time, so I didn't really like think anything of it. Mel didn't get my number or anything. We just that was the day that we actually met.
That was just the day
for the first time. So then over the next 2 months or so, I was going out and promoting some parties that I was doing.
We were bumping into each other a lot.
Yeah, we kept bumping into each other. I would see you out. We ran into each other a couple times, and this one particular time we went to Rocco's to like pass out flyers or something. And I remember seeing Mel, and she like all of a sudden started like twerking on me. And I was like so caught off guard, and I hadn't had like any like physical anything with anyone in a while, like, so I was just like, oh my god, like I just remember like feeling like a spark like come over my whole body, and I was like, what the hell just happened? And then she was like gone. And then she was just gone. She was like came in, like put it on me, and then like ran away, and I was like, what the heck was that?
And it was actually because I was leaving.
So she's like, just real quick.
Yeah, I left the bar. I don't remember where it went, but
you made your point. And so I was just like, whoa, what just happened? And then a few weeks go by, I go to the Abbey or to the chapel, and same thing, I'm promoting a party that I have coming up, and Mel is there, and we start talking. And you know, at the time, I wasn't really like looking for anything, obviously, anything serious. I was definitely open to the idea because at the time of Divine's death, we were separating and in an open relationship, and I was feeling very unsatisfied, and I was definitely like open to the idea of meeting someone amazing and being loved and feeling loved again. I think that would have been, you know, I wanted that, but it wasn't like I was like out like trying to like find a new girlfriend, like macking on chicks. I'm not like that anyway. So Mel just started talking to me, bought me a glass of champagne. It's the way to my heart. And
a glass of champagne.
And we kind of just started chatting. And I think I said something to you, like, I say something to you about your age.
Yes.
Because I didn't know, like, I didn't really know anything about her or how old she was. And I always had like a lot of like much younger girls trying to talk to me. And since Divine was so much younger than me, and I felt like that was a big kind of issue in our relationship, I really wanted, if I started to date someone new, to have them be closer to my age, just so that I felt like we were more on the same level of like life experience. What did I say? Do you remember? I said something like, well, you don't know how old I am, or...
Yeah, you thought like...
I said something.
I was too young for you.
Yeah, and then what did you say to me?
And I said, well, I'm 36, and she didn't believe me.
No, I was like, oh, okay. So then I actually like started paying attention to our conversation, which sounds so bad. I know I'm gonna sound like an ageist, and you guys are all gonna be like, but whatever. I wanted someone more on my levels.
I don't feel like it's an age thing all the time. I think it's a like when I say levels, it's levels in growth, spiritual growth. And I feel that we were on the same spiritual plane. That's why we connected so well. I wasn't looking for anybody when we did finally exchange numbers. I had been with a couple girls, like dating a couple girls, and some became my like very great friends. But after my divorce, it was like a lot of these people that I was dating were a lot like the person I had married before. And it was like the universe was like, okay, are you sure this is what you're tired of?
Like
and
testing you.
Yeah, I felt like I was being tested. And so when I finally like had enough, I said, that's it. Like, this is not what I want. Don't send me anyone unless it's serious, because I'd much rather be alone. Just let me be. Like, I'd rather be alone and happy. And the next day is when we went to the chapel, and Cali was there. I don't know, that feeling was still there. So I told my best friend Bella at the time, like, I'm just gonna make a move, because I have this like I feel this pull towards her, and I need to like see what it's all about. And yeah, and luckily she was talking to me. She was there with another person, so at first I was a little like,
we were just promoting the party though.
Yeah, but she didn't. But I didn't know. So
yeah.
At first I was like, oh man, like I don't want to like step over someone because I'm not like that. And luckily, they were just there promoting. So we spent the whole night talking. And
Yeah, and that's the night that you finally got my number, right?
mm-hmm.
Leading up to that, there were a lot of like opinions and rumors and a lot of things going on. So I think we should just touch on that really quickly because it's really hard for me to talk about.
When I met Kelly, again, I didn't know who she was. Like, I didn't know her YouTube. Obviously I was learning things about her. I still hadn't gone on her Instagram. I wanted to know who she was, so I didn't friend her. I still didn't go on YouTube, even though people were telling me like, oh, she has a YouTube. I didn't want to know unless she wanted me to know. I had a few people telling me because of what happened to her ex, there were so many rumors. So I had a lot of, oh, be careful. I didn't listen to any of these because I'm the type of person that likes to get to know you and gain my opinion that way. But I did hear a lot of good and a lot of bad though. There was a lot of like, oh, she's like in the mafia, she's a drug dealer. We all have a past. I have a pretty crazy past. So these were all true, did not bother me based on my past. So I was totally okay with it. But luckily, none of these rumors were true anyways. Had they been though, I would not have cared because my past is pretty crazy.
You have a past. I've absolutely never tried to like portray myself as perfect at all. Like, I don't think about myself that way at all. So if people watching YouTube or people like in the club scene or whatever for some reason have this idea that I am perfect or I think I'm perfect, couldn't be further from the truth. That's not how I view myself. I've been through a lot of shit. I've made a lot of mistakes. I pretty much hate myself most of the time. So like, I really don't need everyone else's criticism, but some of the rumors were pretty funny. When she told me that someone told her that I was in the Mexican mafia, I was actually like kind of flattered because that to me is just really funny. And since, you know, Mel is Mexican and whatever, she was just kind of like, what are you guys talking about? So
yeah, it was funny.
It was cool that she was able to like see past all of that and just think of me as a human being and a real person and treat me like that and want to get to know me like a real person instead of like falling into like all the gossip and the rumors and stuff. It's how we knew, you know, we're both just real. We're both just real people. And I know that that's like, thanks, baby. I know that's one thing that she always says that she really likes about me is that I'm just real. And I am, and so are you. We're just both like genuine, authentic people. We're not perfect. We're not pretty all the time. We're not like, I mean, we do get along all the time, honestly, pretty much. But anyway, so that was some of the stuff that we were going through when we were starting dating. So then she got my number that night, and then we started texting. I don't think we talked about anything heavy until like the Pride Festival.
After our first date.
Yeah, so the Pride Festival was actually what we considered to be our very first date. I did a DJ set. It was crazy packed vibes, pre-COVID, sweaty people all over everybody. And Mel showed up and she was just like wearing this like Sailor Born.
She was, look her up.
Yeah, so Mel was like all dressed up. We were both all dressed up and I played like a crazy DJ set and she was dancing all over and a bunch of my friends were there and we're kind of like, who is this girl? And then Mel and I got pictures together, which I'm so thankful of that Bella got some pictures of us.
She got pictures of us too.
Because that's like what we always look at is like that was like our first photo together and kind of our first date. And then after my set, I wanted to go get food and I know you guys were going to like an after party or something and I invited you to come get food with us.
So I left the after party and
quickly
went home to like take a quick shower and got dressed and
we went to Sage Organic Bistro, my favorite restaurant, and that was actually like our first like sit down. And so then like
we
Mel
were there with Alexa.
Yeah, we were there with Alexa.
One of your other friends.
Who were we with? Was it Sam?
Sam.
Yeah. And then Mel told me to order her a macaroni and cheese pizza
before I got there.
And so Alexa was like, is she vegan? So then I found out that she was vegan and she was just sitting across from me and I was just like looking at her. And that was the first time I was kind of like, oh, okay, I think I like this person. And then I asked her to drive me home instead of going home with Alexa. So I had Mel drive me home.
That was fun. I got lost.
Yeah.
I was too busy.
So yeah, Mel drove me home, and interesting conversation in the car on the way home.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Your girl was very sexually frustrated after being single and having no anything
contact with any
or good loving
being.
for a while even before that. So I was very, what's the word? I was very frustrated. It's not that kind of channel anymore, guys.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, I was very frustrated, and just being next to Mel, like obviously like felt the chemistry, and I was just kind of like, okay. And then she walked me up to the door.
I wanted to walk.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying I would have invited you in, but I didn't know, like the living situation and everything. I didn't want to make anybody uncomfortable, so you walked me to the door,
and I gave her a pat.
and she kissed me. And my fanny pack was my fanny pack right there.
Yeah.
My fanny pack was right there, and so it was like in the middle of us, and I was mad because I couldn't really like feel like I couldn't like press up against you, but I wasn't expecting you to kiss me.
He gave you a kiss.
You gave me a little peck, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, and then I went inside, and then after that, that's when things got really hot and heavy. Over
Since
text.
you invited me over
text, but we're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into any of that. That was how it all began. That's how we met. That's how she got my number. That's how
our first date went.
And then after that, we were just inseparable. After the next time, like
I just loved
we started
being around
texting,
you.
and then you came over, and then we were together after that every single day. We didn't tell anyone really what was going on. We were kind of just feeling it out for ourselves and just really enjoying what was going on. I mean, I fell in love very fast. And the first like 2 weeks, I was like really scared. I didn't know like what it was gonna be, and I was still really traumatized and going through a lot online and stuff like that. So I was scared about having another public relationship, what people were going to say, how people were going to treat you. I had a lot of stuff going on, and I was still very traumatized. So we kept it on the DL for a while, but it was actually really nice just to keep it on the down low and just have something for us and to get to know each other without the pressure or opinions of other people. We were together just like inseparable for like every day.
Alone.
After that, I love you so much.
And it was so beautiful. I was getting ready to go to work, and there's a lot of times where I wanted to say I love you.
We don't want to talk. We can't tell that story now. That's next time. That's next time. That's too much for one video. If you want to hear about the first time you said I love you, then you're gonna have to watch another episode. Make sure that you like this video if you liked our story, and make sure that you subscribe.
How we met.
Subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.